All right, we are back here, Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, on site, on location at the WIldcat Sports Pub. We're here every single month with West Genesee Wildcat programs. We want to thank all the programs that have been here. Tonight we are featuring the boys ice hockey team. We've had a bunch of the guys out here with us already. We had Dan Holzhauer, we had Jack Miller, we had Chris Wells. We now have Ryan Washoe, we have Jimmy Bergen. We're back here with Coach Frank Colabufo and myself, Dan Tortora. We appreciate everybody watching on Facebook Live, facebook.com/live-now-DT. We appreciate you being here at the Wildcat on 3680 Milton Avenue in Camillus. So, gentlemen, I'm going to start with you first. It's the first time with you guys being on the show. Ryan, thoughts on this season so far at this point?
I mean, I was starting out 0-3. It wasn't really what we wanted, but we sort of looked at it from a different perspective as we have to figure it out. You know, we took it as like a wake-up call, and from that point on, starting out 0-3, we started to figure it out and get better every day, and we are where we're here now.
How did you figure it out? What would you say are those things that happened that helped this team to figure it out? What were those pieces?
It's just the little things, you know, when you can fix little mistakes that are just from like just focus and being able to focus better and just working a little bit much harder in order to like not make silly mistakes, you know, that can result in goals and stuff.
All right, fair enough. You said Wake Up Call. That's the name of my show. Thank you for the shameless plug. But this team this year, what are 3 words you would use to describe this year's team?
Gritty.
All right.
Like sort of I don't know. I want to say like led by like older people, like the seniors. I don't know a word of that.
Gritty and led by older people.
Yeah, led by the seniors and just hardworking.
Hardworking.
Yeah.
Gritty, led by older people, and hardworking. I like it. All right, Jimmy. Jimmy, how's life?
It's good.
Life is good. Life is going well. The hair.
Yeah.
Bring me into the hair.
You know, we got to grow it out for sectionals.
Okay. So you're growing.
You know, we lose, so.
Okay. What do you think about it, Coach? Has it been this long before?
You know, we didn't start off so hot, but I think that brought us together in a way where we figured it out and we said we were going to wake up and, you know, work hard every day in practice and come back strong. And we won out. How many games did we win after that? Like a lot of, I don't know the number, but it was a lot of games straight after that until Syracuse. So
yeah. What did you learn from that Syracuse game? And we know the Syracuse team is almost a bunch of all-stars essentially coming from different places type of feel. What did you take away from that game?
I think we learned that even though we were down 5-0, we came back and scored 3 quick goals, and I know that they were feeling like they had a lot of pressure on them.
Yeah.
But I think that we learned that we can definitely play with them, and it's not just because they might have more skill than us, but I think if we see them later down the road, that I like our chances. So.
And I believe, Coach, you said they started 5-0, right?
5-0 second period.
Yeah, 5-0, and you guys lost 6-3. So just what you could say about, you know, you start down 5-0, you come back and you get 3 to their 1. I mean, I know it wasn't enough at the end of the day, but you led the charge the rest of the way. What happened in that second part of the game that got your offense going?
You know, I think it was just more of the commitment. We came back out strong in the second period, and I think we got one from Jeremy Keys to start it off, or no, you to start it off, and then Jeremy Keys came back with a breakaway goal.
Yeah.
And that kind of brought us up and gave us some faith. So
Chris Wells, just what he did after the team started down 5-0 to only allow one goal after that.
He didn't let it was an empty net.
Oh, no, it was an empty net goal, so never mind. So when you see Chris in general, just what you could say about his play so far?
I think Chris has given us his best shot each and every game. You know, we've lost a few games, but I don't think that has bothered him at all. He's brought his game every game, and he's just
He's looking at you right now, right off camera here, making sure you say the right stuff here. Coach, I asked you to tell me something about the guys that were sitting up here with us before here at the Wildcat. I want to go to Jimmy Bergen first. What can you tell me about Jimmy?
Jimmy, I've been coaching Jimmy since he was, like 10 years old?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan, too. All these kids, really.
Yeah. I feel like, even as an Italian, I feel like this is like a mob hit that's about to happen right now. There's a lot of people staring at us. Right, you can't see it on Facebook Live, but it's right here.
Yeah.
Can you feel it, Coach?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can feel it, right?
Yeah, it's like some of the rinks we play in.
Like somebody looking into my soul. Okay, so back to what you were saying. Sorry. About Jimmy here, that you've had him since he was 10, most of the guys.
Yeah, Jimmy's one of the glue guys, you know. Like, Jimmy's been through a lot, like, athletically, like with injuries, and just perseveres and just keeps coming back. You missed your whole sophomore year, right, with the ACL?
Yeah, that's right. ACL.
You know, he's playing lacrosse, too, and it was a lacrosse injury, and he missed his whole sophomore hockey season and just keeps coming back. But he's got a big brain for the game, and he understands what his skill set is, what he brings, and he gives us everything he's got all the time, and he can fill a role for us, and he can play up and down the lineup, be in the power play, kill penalties. You know, he's not commanding a lot of the spotlight, but he gets the job done for us.
Jimmy, that ACL injury that you had, it's very hard to come back from in any situation. You're making a face right now. What's going through your head right now?
It just sucks. Like,
how long did it take you?
8 months.
8 months for you.
It was a while. I missed the whole hockey season, so it was pretty tough.
When you're playing two sports and playing one of them, something happens and you get another sport taken away from you. Just how'd you deal with that? Because you're playing lacrosse, you're playing hockey. When you lose one and you get to play most of the other, just what that felt like.
It felt horrible. You know, I'd be out. I was out for the whole season, so I'd be in the perch, you know, looking down and seeing everyone just working their hardest out there, and I just missed it so much. So
coming back, what got you to get through those 8 months? Because it is a mental game. You can't get out there and really do anything. You got to rehab your body. You got to get right. But you have to have your mind right, too, because it's depressing. It's sad. You can get down on yourself. You can feel like maybe I'm never coming back. What kept you strong to get through that time period to get back on the ice?
I think it was seeing everyone on the ice, like I said, every game. And I said to myself that I'm going to come back the strongest I can be so I can, you know, next year hopefully play again and get back on the ice. And that's what I did. Just a lot of determination and rehab. That's all it took. So,
Coach, injuries happen. From the ones that you've seen and from the one that Jimmy had here, how'd you see him bounce back?
You watch it, you feel for him. You know, he's been a big part of this group, you know, all the way through, you know, all the youth hockey sectionals and state tournaments that we've been to, you know, all the way up through. And Jimmy was always a big part of all of those teams. And then you know, I'm on the bench and I look up and he's standing in the perch with a clipboard with the young kids and, you know, keeping stats, and you know how much he wants to be on the bench and, you know, getting dirty on the ice and playing the way he can play, and you feel bad for him. I mean, it's you have a lot of empathy. You know, you want all these kids to achieve their goals and succeed, and most importantly, just be in the battle and enjoying each other. And when that's taken away because of an injury, it's not fair.
How did he bounce back? Is he better now than he's ever been?
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, last year he was a bounce-back year for him. I mean, this team went undefeated last year, and Jimmy was a huge part of that.
Can we pause for that? Say that again?
the hockey team went undefeated last year.
Should we clap for that?
Well,
we should clap for that. Undefeated. Undefeated. It is a very beautiful word. And this team, no matter what was thrown at them, handled it like true champions, right? What'd you say?
Yeah, and then I think what makes this group even more special is you got a group that last season went undefeated, and this team starts 0-3, and I think they had to look at each other like, oh my, this is different. What are we going to do? How did this happen? And the truth is they didn't start 0-3 because they were bad. We played 3 state-ranked teams, and but for Skinny Atlas in the first game, and Skinny Atlas is really, really good, we should have won the other 2. We outplayed them both, and we didn't have any puck luck, and we outplayed both those teams and outshot them 2-1. And so I think they just trusted each other, trusted the staff, trusted the process, and it's working out for them.
I want to stay with you, Coach. You told me something good about Jimmy Bergen. Tell me something good about Ryan Washoe.
Ryan's our captain, and Ryan's another 2-sport athlete. Ryan plays soccer, and he's a very good soccer player. So, Ryan didn't even join us till, in training camp till soccer was done, and that's the way we want it, and that's the way it should be. But as soon as Ryan put his skates on, it took us to another level, not just on the ice, but with the leadership that he brings as the captain of the team.
Hey, Ryan, I'm going on for this. You just heard some words from Coach. What can you tell me that's good about Coach Frank Colabufo?
I mean, he's been my coach for most of my life, so he's basically taught me almost everything about hockey, like how to play it and just how to, the right thing to do in certain situations. And whenever I'm not, playing my best, he knows what to say to get me to start playing better.
How does he have those words? How does he just know you? What would you say? Is it just his way? Is he a hockey whisperer, so to speak?
I think so. Yeah, he is something. He is something.
What gets you motivated? What does he do when you're down and out, or maybe you're not playing your best? What are some things that he'll do?
Just calling me out, tell me I'm not playing or tell me I should be doing this instead of what I am doing. Telling me what I have to do in certain situations will make me do it next time and do it harder and better.
So you like that? You like being called out?
Yeah.
You want him to tell you?
Yeah.
All right. Jimmy, tell me something good about Coach.
Coach is all in. He's been my coach for my whole life too, so he knows how to get on us, and when we're not doing our best, he knows how to change that.
Yeah. So being your coach your whole life, could you imagine anybody else stepping in and being a coach to you in the world of hockey?
I really couldn't, no.
No. What makes him so special?
I think his commitment towards us.
Okay.
He's very committed. We got the film after practice. He's got it all cut up, so he definitely knows what he's doing.
Coach, you don't seem to age, yet you've been here for a long time. Do you feel old? Because you don't look old. These guys have known you forever. You have 400-plus career wins. Does it ever get old? Do you ever feel old?
I don't. I mean, I get tired.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Every year is it's a new group, it's a new challenge, it's a new personality. They definitely keep you young, and they're just, it's fun. I guess if it wasn't fun, I'd probably feel old, but it's a lot of fun, and it's a privilege to be able to have done this for all these years, and I don't see me stepping aside anytime soon. So
that's good to know. So you've now broken on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora exclusively, but you're not leaving anytime soon.
Not unless someone has another plan.
You've been here for a while, so I don't think anybody wants you to go, right? You're here at the Wildcat, right by the bar. Your picture is right there. You've been etched in the history of the Wildcat Sports Pub and West Genesee, and all of these wonderful people appreciate you. I still very much feel like I'm at an Italian wedding, and I've done something wrong. That's how I feel. I'm feeling the heat right now. Do you feel that as well?
Yeah, a little bit.
You do. All right, Coach, you like to shout out your staff. So let's talk about the staff and what makes them special, because you get a lot of the accolades, a lot of the credit and whatnot. And whenever I try to talk to you about the job that you're doing, you always talk about the staff. So let's shout them out today.
Yeah. It's an unbelievable staff that we have. I mean, this doesn't happen by accident. It's for all the years that we've been doing it. I would say the one person that isn't here with us tonight, we lost him just this month here, Jimmy Snell. He was our nutritionist. He's been sick for a while, and Jimmy was with us for 24 years, maybe since 1996, maybe 24 years. He was with us, and he passed, and he meant a lot to this. To all the teams, and especially this team, and I guess, like the kids said before, like it's a family, and the coaching staff's a part of it. And as far as the coaches themselves, I mean, every one of these guys has been offered the opportunity to be a head coach in the league for other teams multiple times, and they've turned it down because they want to be here with us in this town, this community, this school district, these families. So. We got Scott McDonald, who played here with me. Scott, I don't even know. These guys have all been here close to 20 years with me.
I'm taking a video of this very scary U-shaped thing here.
So we got Scott McDonald, then we got Dan Alfieri, who's also coaching in the youth program. Then, again, all these guys are approaching 20 years. Bobby Chattel does a fantastic job with us. He's great skill development guy, just a wealth of knowledge. Sean Coakley, like I said, he just does wonders with our goaltenders. Eric Burns, who played for me, who's now back as an assistant coach. My dad, who's been filming every game since 2001. I think I got them all. Did I get them all? It's a big staff. It's a good staff.
And you talk about, though, losing one of your own and having to go through that. How do you keep his memory alive?
So it's probably not public knowledge yet, but it will be right now. So Jimmy Snell, we've had the Wildcat Classic. We bring in some of the best teams in New York State every year. So starting next season, it's going to be the James P. Snell Memorial Wildcat Classic.
The James P. Snell Memorial Wildcat Classic. Can we shout? Can we get a cheer for that? That we're announcing that. The James P. Snell Memorial Classic that you have with West Genesee. I mean, obviously, I know what he's meant to this program for you, but to have something that you can name after him, to have the classic, bring me into the people that were in the room to make that happen that felt like his name had to go on this.
Oh, it was a staff decision, along with the family, obviously, and we try to. It's kind of Jimmy was like he's like the core of who we are. You know what I mean? Like he's the guy that's there. He does what needs to be done. Doesn't want the spotlight. Good old school guy, core values, all the things that we appreciate and celebrate.
What would he think about having something named after him, in your opinion?
West Genesee hockey meant the world to Jimmy. His grandson is now playing. His son Greg played for me. And his wife told me, when I told her what we were going to do and asked for permission to do it, she said that he would be, I can't even actually tell you what she said, but she was extremely happy and proud and knew that Jimmy would be too.
That's amazing. I appreciate that. I want to ask you guys what Jimmy means to you. So are you, Jimmy? Jimmy to Jimmy here.
He meant everything to us, especially the team and the program. For 24 years, I mean, it's pretty remarkable. He was at every game. Since my freshman year, first year on the team, he was always there. He had his walker. Any trip we made, he was there. So you could just tell that he's always there for us.
Did you ever look off the ice and see him there, and maybe you guys were down, maybe you're losing, maybe something was going on, maybe you were having a tough practice? Did you ever look over to him and get some inspiration?
Yeah, I looked at him. It was actually the Suffern game last year. I looked at him in the where he sits in the stands, and I don't know. He just gives me more energy. So
does that live on? Do you feel like his spirit's still with this team?
Yeah, definitely. Some kids on the team have his name marked on tape on their stick for extra luck. But yeah.
Fair enough. Bringing it along. Ryan, what can you say about Jimmy when he met you?
He was a huge part of our team. He came to every single game. He was always there, always at every single trip. He was just a huge part of the program for all this time, and it was just great always having him there, seeing him there, loving to watch us play, and just having a great time.
His love for hockey, what did that do for you? I mean, obviously you love the sport, but to see his dedication, that he was always there, just what that meant.
It's just something to feel great about, seeing him there. We're there to play hockey. He's there to watch hockey, and he's doing something that he loves while we're doing something that we love, and we're doing it together.
How does he live on for you? Do you have a memory or a moment?
I have his name on my stick.
You have his name on your stick?
Yeah.
So is he part of the positivity of this season, the turnaround of the season? Would you say his spirit helped out that 0-3 start?
In a way, definitely, yeah. That's a big person who we're playing for as we go into the postseason.
What made you put him on that? What ultimately made you decide to put him on the stick?
Just his commitment throughout all his time, just being a part of the West Genesee hockey program. Losing him is just wanting me to remember him in some way.
That's awesome. We're here once again at the Wildcat Sports. We're here every single month with West Genesee at the Wildcat. The programs of the Wildcats today is boys ice hockey. Ryan, tell me something good about Jimmy.
He's always working hard. Whenever we play on a line together. Yeah. And when we started playing together, the chemistry just sort of clicked. We used to play together a lot in youth hockey, so I guess the chemistry's just always been there. We always know what each other's thinking, and we play well together. And he's a great player.
All right, Jimmy. Tell me something good about Ryan.
I've been playing with Ryan for a long time, but he skates. He's a pretty fast skater. He can get the pucks fast. He wins all his battles.
Yeah.
He's always looking for me, coming in late into the zone, but
he's always looking for you.
Yeah.
What does it mean, Jimmy, for you to be a Wildcat? I asked your teammates this. What does it mean to you? Why is it different? Why is it special?
It's special because no other team has what we have. The chemistry between everyone here right now is just crazy. You can feel it in the air, but it means everything, The locker room, from the games to everything that we do, it's just so special, and we'll always remember it.
Brian, what would you say? What's it mean to be a Wildcat?
It's all about the culture. Just being a part of the West Genesee hockey program, it's a great thing that not many other people are going to be able to say in their lives. When we come to the rink every day, we know what we're a part of, and we're always held to a higher standard than what other hockey programs are.
Coach, I asked you what it meant to be a Wildcat, so let me ask you this. The standard of West Genesee is what? How would you describe it?
I guess it's we have a sign in our locker room. It says perfect effort. We don't expect perfection, right? We're all humans. We're all going to make mistakes, but we expect that perfect effort. And I think that's what it is. You have to continue to strive and push, and we're demanding. We try not to be demeaning, but we are demanding. And there's always if we feel there's more to give, we're going to try to get it out of these kids. And you grow when you're a little bit uncomfortable, and so we want practice to be a little bit chaotic. We want it to be a little bit stressful. We want it to be uncomfortable because we want the games to be easy. And I think that they embrace that. They know that there's not a day. You have to get better every day. And that's every time we tweet out the score of a game, it's always hashtag better every day. Like, if we're not getting better, we're getting worse, and we can't get worse. So but that's not an easy standard, you know, to live by. Some days are hard, and you know, and you might want to take a shift off or a drill off or a rep off, and that's not acceptable. And they know it and they embrace it, and that's why they got better.
All right, coming from Coach Frank Colabufo, it is now time for me to put you guys on the hot seat, but you're going to put me on the hot seat after. So, we'll start with you, Ryan. Ryan, tell me 3 things you have to do in your life. Your bucket list could be anything. 3 things you have to accomplish in your life. You got to do.
Graduate college,
Okay,
obviously.
that's a good one.
Go to another country besides Canada.
Okay, fair.
Just have a happy family.
Have a happy family. All right, fair enough. Those are good ones. All right, Jimmy. All right, Jimmy. Let's think here. Gotta make it difficult for you. If you had a choice between dreadlocks and cornrows for your hair, what would you do and why for the rest of the season?
Definitely dreadlocks
Okay, why?
because it's longer and it'll flow out of my helmet.
Okay, so you want it to flow out of your helmet.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Coach, if you could change your hairstyle to anything in the world, you could have a fro, dreadlocks, or shave it all off. What would you do and why?
Well, I have had it shaved off, but if I could have anybody's hair, I'd want Cummins' hair.
Why so?
Oh my God, look at it. I love it. He
Just smiling from ear to ear right now. Everybody's been promoting Cummins.
I don't know if Coach Kraus likes it as much as I do, but
Yeah? All right, so you would take his hair.
absolutely.
All right, fair enough. Jimmy, my second one for you. What's one thing you would change about the world if you could change anything right now today? Money's not an option. You have all the power in the world. What do you change?
All right.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of choices in 2019 to change, but what would you change? Anything. Keeping with the Kardashians off of television, do that, getting rid of anchovies, making it warmer in Syracuse,
Definitely.
having a longer
Definitely
summer.
making it warmer in Syracuse.
All right. Make it warmer in Syracuse. All right, Ryan. Tell me the one movie you can watch on repeat for the rest of your life.
The third Transformers.
The third one,
Yeah.
which now don't tell me. There's Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, and Dark of the Moon, right?
Dark of the Moon is the third one, I believe.
Dark of the Moon is the third one.
Yeah.
Which I own it, but when it's on FX, I will watch it on television with the commercials every time.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess you and I are the same with that.
Exactly. Once you start watching, you can't stop.
You can't look away, right?
No, exactly.
It's something about Shia LaBeouf and how he yells like a tiny girl.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a high-pitched voice. Something does that for you. All right. Coach, what's your second one for me? Oh, no, I got one for you. I'm sorry. We didn't flip that yet. My second one for you, Coach, is if you had a mission statement that hung above your head every day, it was a neon sign, everyone could see it. You could see it from space. What would it say? What would it say? I'm hearing the guys give you some thoughts here.
What do you got for me? That's pretty good. 3 hard strides.
What is that?
3 hard strides.
3 hard strides. Wow.
Well, I guess, you know what? Yeah, well, I say it to them all the time because, like, as far as it relates to the game of hockey, if you can get 3 hard strides from off the wall,
Yeah.
you're going to get into a scoring position. If 3 hard strides on the back check, you're in a good defensive position. 3 hard strides to the net, you're in a good position to score a rebound goal.
Right.
But I think big picture, like what I would hope that they take away from this, and I guess it would fit to your analogy here, 3 hard strides is about second effort.
Okay.
You know, you're not going to get it right the first time,
Right.
probably ever. So it's about second effort, third effort, fourth effort, staying with it.
Fair enough. All right. You guys have 2 apiece for me. I'm on the hot seat now. Coach, go ahead.
Oh, boy.
I don't like that every time I say I'm on the hot seat or going on the hot seat, I hear Jimmy make some comments in my ear over here. I'm afraid, I don't know if I'm going to allow him to ask any. Keep the mic away from him, man. All right, Coach, what do you got?
All right. Your dream job.
My dream job. Besides this, I would love to screenwrite, direct, and act in a bunch of movies. I've had my opportunity to work with Sony on something in the past. I would love to get to actually do my own thing, not just be a part of somebody else's thing. All right, Jimmy, go ahead.
If you could be any professional athlete, who could you be and why?
I got to pick a current athlete
Yeah.
that I would become.
Yes.
All right, so I'd jump in their body. Who would I be and why? Drew Brees, because he's 40 years old, completion percentage higher than it's ever been, tremendous quarterback, humble as ever. He's got one of the best cities in the world in New Orleans, and I got to help them with Hurricane Katrina relief, and they gave everything they had when they had nothing. So the city of New Orleans is tremendous. So I would be Drew Brees, fight for that city. They're called the Saints, and I believe that there's somebody up above, so I'd be Drew Brees. Why not? Fight for that city. If I'm not fighting for Syracuse, which is first and foremost. What do you got, Ryan?
What happened to the Jags this year?
All right, who did that? Who did that? Who researched me?
I remember from last year.
You remember from last year?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. What happened to the Jags this year? Okay, how much time you got?
All night.
You got all night. All right. Well, they lost their starting left tackle, their backup left tackle, their third string left tackle, and got Eric Flowers. They lost their starting left guard. They lost their center. They lost the running back, the backup running back. They lost both kick and punt returners. They lost their starting wide receiver and 2 tight ends. So without all of that, I don't expect them to be great, but everybody wants to blame Blake Bortles because that's the thing to do, I guess.
You're right. Yeah.
So, all right, Coach. What do you got for me?
I'll get another one.
Yeah, you get another one. You get 2. And oh my goodness. Don't smile before you ask me.
These guys are pretty good. Celebrity crush.
All right. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. Oh, boy. Wow. I don't know. There's one that I would probably always say forever. So that's actually a good one. I wouldn't have to steal that one. I would say Mila Kunis, Anna Kendrick, Jennifer Aniston of all time. Friends. Who doesn't watch Friends and say, move over, Ross? They broke up 9 times. They were on a break, so it should definitely be Jennifer Aniston and I, and not David Schwimmer, whatever. All right, Jimmy, what's your last one? I felt the heat on that one, Coach. I didn't like that. Coach.
If you could wear one clothing brand for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Dry Sig Apparel. They make all my clothes here locally. So Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is all of our polo shirts, our T-shirts, our hats, our jerseys. It's all Dry Sig. It's Mark Jones. If he's watching, shout out to Mark. But I would wear all of that because he's a good person, born and raised in Central New York. He started his own business, and now I think he has at least 3 businesses that are successful. He's all over the place. He's in Vegas right now at a sports show. So I would proudly wear Dry Sig Apparel as I continue to do. All right, Ryan.
If you could be alive during any historic time period, what would it be?
Oh, man. That's tough. That's really tough. I guess I would go back to when we fought for our independence, and I would be on the front lines of that. I'd fight for America to be America. I would do that.
Yeah, I like it.
Or I'd fight up against Hitler, but I'd get to him. I'd be the sniper that got Hitler.
Sure. Yeah.
What about that? So, with that being said, Ryan Washoe, Jimmy Bergen, head coach Frank Colabufo, myself, Dan Tortora. We're here on Facebook.com/LiveNowDT. We're at the Wildcat Sports Pub. We're here every single month with the West Genesee Wildcats sports programs. Today is boys ice hockey. Thank you to the gentlemen. We're going to do something really quick when we come back. We're going to have some fun with three hard strides. We're going to do something with that right after this. Let's give them a round of applause one more time, everybody. Appreciate it.